He's got traps. He's got shoulders.
Or if it's problem is I just been lifting too much weights. It's these 95-pound dumbbells.
He had to drop. He's dropping stats
been
now.
Pushing myself too hard.
I'm getting too yoked for the Lord.
Yep. Hey, everybody, I'm Jonathan.
I'm Eddie.
And what happens when you let go and let God?
I found out that it really doesn't matter who causes it.
I'm already in it.
Yeah. He's got traps. He's got shoulders. His wardrobe is distressed.
It is
so
very
that's like
carefully disheveled and distressed.
Yep. That's a $200-$300 shirt. Is that the House of Stark sigil on that little?
It might be.
It kind of looks like it.
He looks like a little Rob Starkey.
He wishes he was Rob Stark. You take that back.
Will I resist it? Or will I push against it? Or will I go with it?
I don't really know what we're talking about yet.
The Israelites
Look at this stage.
From Pharaoh. Make it to this land flowing with milk and honey, the land of the Canaanites and Perizzites and Hittites and Jebusites and cellulites and all these enemies.
He's very proud of that cellulite.
Oh, the cellulites.
He's looking around.
That's a real enemy.
He didn't get enough of a joke or enough of a laugh.
He rehearsed the cellulites in his brain. It was gonna just
But listen
erupt.
what happened when they got there. It's a serious moment, people. Y'all quit making light of the word of God.
Well, that's projection.
His mind and said, what have we done? Now listen to this verse. He took 600 of the best chariots. The
Egyptian chariots back in the day.
Heaviest. Y'all won't shout. Y'all won't put a fire emoji in the chat. And
So he's making Twitch chat references. Is there actually a chat that's happening?
I would imagine there is. Look at how he's dressed.
There might actually be a chat that's going on. Can you imagine the kinds of, I don't know if I should pause it or not, the kinds of emojis and things you could do when you were growing up and listening to sermons? What you could leave in the chat?
I would have tried to take it seriously. I would have done like a dove. I would have done a lion, like the Lion of Judah.
I sometimes get carried. But when I'm preaching and there's only 3 people in the room, Alejandro on camera 2, and Eric's sitting there like he's doing a job, but he really just wanted to get away from his kids for a few minutes.
I think the genre, yeah.
Weird projection happening.
Yeah. Eric don't like his kids. Who does? I might have kids I'm unaware of. He's definitely doing the rock star persona. Let me get quiet, everybody. Let me get quiet. Let me talk to you before I get into the next song. I had an old mentor say to me once, if you can fake sincerity, you'll go far. See how he just went? Oh, he's so centered right now. He's so open and vulnerable. In his distressed $300 jeans.
I got a little cheer from the...
And I just want you to put that.
This is the most rock star stage I've ever seen.
Yeah. Later on YouTube, just put, this is a lesson in letting go, because there's so much we're learning right now. We may not know we've learned it until
what does that mean?
Way on the other side of it. It's later that you say, oh, it was good for me that I was afflicted, because this taught me that. Oh, it's good for me that they told me no, because I didn't want to date them anyway. If I would have married them, I would be in therapy right now.
Oh.
And it's later
somewhere an ex-girlfriend or boyfriend
it's later that we see
listening to this, like
saying like, look, dude, 14, you were a weirdo.
Knowing the way that churches work, though, like she's probably in the audience. She's like the worship pastor's wife.
He's got a couple of exes. Yeah, me and Kristen, we sinned.
Where there was no way. But,
did so much sinning.
Did too much sinning. We weren't good for each other's spirits. Who are the people sitting on stools?
That's the chat.
The moderators.
That's the chat, yeah.
Admin, this guy's talking about how I don't like my kids. Shut up, Eric.
And sometimes what God allows to be removed from our life is just as important as what he allows to be brought into our life.
He keeps saying like the same things, like reversed. It's taken up a lot of screen time.
Sometimes things happen.
Sometimes things happen because they didn't happen. And sometimes they didn't happen because they did happen.
But you're not going to know that until later, revealed to you.
In the unrevealing.
In the unrevealing.
In the vanishing.
All of the annoying people.
Good movie, by the way.
You just wish you could have a different cast of characters than the 4 you're stuck inside with. And I figured out how much people are saying that they're finding a rhythm in quarantine is dependent on how big their house is.
Oh, is this during quarantine?
I guess so.
It's like, oh yeah.
Oh, this was
a
few years back.
How
I think.
their kids are.
It's interesting. He's made a few weird projections about like being in therapy or about
not
like
liking kids,
not liking your kids,
yep.
exes, being sick of the people that are annoying. I'm like,
getting into routine based on how big your house is. Based on that shirt,
What is God teaching you to appreciate?
he's got a big house.
Oh, he's pulling out his iPhone.
Very simple, but
Ooh, what's that sticker?
maybe worth some reflection.
Are those?
And I'm going to
I
wait
thought
for
they
you to
were breasts
respond.
for a second.
That doesn't mean that this global pandemic is a plague sent by God, but I think God can use it to teach us to appreciate some things, don't you?
I appreciate
wish
that.
they would let us
I
get
do
back in this
appreciate that
sing
sometimes.
rattle. I wish they would let us get back together. Man, we're gonna really have a good time. Hey,
So there might have been a chat to drop
something that
emojis
we had
into.
been
Yeah.
living
Yeah.
in for so
That's our
long,
bad. It's our bad.
that God is teaching me to appreciate some things. He's teaching me to
Sincerity.
Well, he's very good at the. I mean, he even called it out earlier. He's like, camera 2. I'm gonna give something for camera 5 back here.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Ready? And also, we like doing this for you guys.
become used to God.
Have you seen the Conan O'Brien bit when
get
the
used
writer
to
strike was
simple
going on
moments,
a few years back,
things that
and
used
he
to be annoying,
had a
don't
switchboard
you?
for all the cameras, and he would
What
like
is God
push one and then
teaching
try
me
to find it.
appreciate?
Right.
This is what this guy
Isn't it
is
interesting
doing.
how
And yet,
the children
he's
of
mastering
Israel,
He was master
all they
of it.
wanted to do
Thursdays,
was
he
get
comes
out
in
of
like,
Egypt,
all
get
right,
out of Egypt,
let's
get out of
practice.
Egypt. But when they went through the Red Sea into the wilderness, they wanted the food that they had in Egypt. It took leaving Egypt to really appreciate it. We can only
What has he talked
appreciate
about
that.
so far?
So,
Season sometimes
gratitude,
Okay.
we don't quite
right?
have- Does
Sometimes
that make
you
sense?
don't appreciate
Because
something
God
until
is
it's
teaching
gone.
me to
And he's putting a
appreciate
lot
some
of
things he's not
God
appreciating.
behind that. And it's definitely
Like
part of
things
God's
I just
plan.
took-
Likening
and
it
so
to
things
the
that's happening in this
Israelites.
season
Yeah,
for all
I
is
guess.
God
He also
is
made a
not only
very
teaching us to
direct
appreciate, he
comment
said it,
about his own
the
physique.
baseline of what we
You can
consider
see
a
that he
blessing.
works out. You can see there's
Can I preach
very
loose?
little cellulite on his body.
The Bible says, "Let everything."
He's like,
that
"Cellulite's a real
hath
enemy."
A
I
new
wouldn't
car,
know.
praise. Let everything that hath perfect circumstance praise
Oh,
the
I
Lord.
see. He's putting in the wrong
I don't
things.
think that's the verse.
Sorry, it's
I didn't think that
been a
was the
while.
verse
Maybe I'm
either.
rusty on the
They didn't
scriptures.
have cars back
Let
then.
everything that hath breath.
They said
So-
it. They said
That's
it.
the new baseline for being grateful.
So fuck you, asthmatics.
That's the new base. Before God gives us a new blessing, He wants to give us a new baseline.
I love
Did you
when they
just
do
breathe?
they love
Praise
alliteration.
Him.
Baseline,
Praise
the
Him.
CEO
Did He
speak,
wake
because we
you
saw this
up?
in the one that we reacted to
Praise
last
Him.
week. Oh, he's going off now.
You might not like the taste of manna, but if you've got something to eat, praise Him. You might not like who you're sitting
Oh,
next to
he's
on
in
the
hype
couch,
mode.
But praise Him that you got somebody to sit next to.
You might not like who you're sitting next to on the couch.
But be
A lot of
thankful.
couples just sitting there on Sunday morning.
If you've got breath, if He gave you another day, why am I screaming? There's nobody in the room. My new
There are people
baseline to
there.
praise
I mean,
Him
it
is just,
probably like takes
"Thank
30
you for
people to run
keeping
this
me
service.
alive."
I appreciate your Conan
I
O'Brien
should
reference
be
because this
going
is
crazy,
absolutely
but you
a
did it
production.
anyway. In view of God's mercy, offer your body as a living sacrifice. I start with the fact that He kept me another day. I start with the fact that He did not owe me real estate today.
I like this dude
start
in the
with
back.
fact that
Yeah,
God
he's
has
the hype man.
pleasant places for me. He is my rock, and the storm can come, but it can't knock my house down.
Because it's a big house. He mentioned that
Yeah, he
earlier.
has a big house. That's why. And my granite countertops. My stainless steel fridge.
That black granite
Not only resetting
that we
some
get from China. Black granite does come from China. I just want to say that wasn't like me being xenophobic or
If
anything.
you are
It was
a
a very
control freak
particular
and you want to stay that
black
way,
granite.
log off. You better search dance videos, cat videos in the YouTube box right now and just get off this stream. Because right
Okay.
now I'm coming
Okay.
for every because I is one. Y'all like my English? And God is
Okay.
homeschooling us right now.
What?
I just, as someone who's performed on stage, I know
Yeah.
exactly what he's experiencing.
Now, I promise
Yes.
you,
He's
I'll give you this
experiencing that
illustration.
surge of like, oh, I
Because
just
it comes
nailed
back
it. I
to
feel
my
so
mind.
good. I feel so confident. I'm
Chris
amazing. Like
has
he
been
has
over
that.
to
And he's
the
going to
little
say, oh,
workout
that's
room
the
that we
spirit
have
of
at the
God.
house.
And it's like,
I'm so
no,
thankful.
that's you as a performer.
Yeah.
Just like
You're feeling that.
you're feeling
Yeah.
it. And you see this a lot with improvisers. They get into that groove quite a bit. And God bless him. But he's there. He is riding the adrenaline and all those good feelings. I'm happy for him.
I paused it because he's about to talk about his workout room. So I felt like it was
okay,
really
okay,
important
yeah.
that we made sure and not skip that because I personally want to know what the workout routine is.
I mean, okay, look. We all know what he looks like without a shirt on, right? We can see the biceps
From his
and the shoulders.
OnlyFans. Are you
Man.
subscribed?
I was shocked how cheap it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, this is very, $3.99 a month. Absolutely, I can do that.
I was about
You
to
know?
make a dumb joke. 17 shekels a month. I'm like, what's Bible money?
Here we go. Let's hear.
The important stuff.
So thankful that.
Because I hide there for like 6 hours a day sometimes right now. I'm not,
Humble brag.
Yeah.
That's one of my secrets to survival.
I'm not too proud to tell you.
I've been working out, really killing it
I'm not even
6
lifting
hours a
weights
day.
1/10 of the time. Makes me feel good to be around some dumbbells, though.
The genre of failed stand-up comics as
Certain
pastors, I
ideas
think
come
that's
to me when
going
my
to
body's moving, and so I
come
kinda
back
try
and
to
haunt
incorporate
us quite a bit.
I wonder what kind of workouts or what kind of workouts he does to come up with
Was it 3
sermons.
years ago?
I
My
wonder
elbow-
where the steroid injection goes.
I'm trying to now imagine like what workout movements go with different topics. He's got
Pulling the bow and arrow.
He's got the
bow and arrow.
Remember when Lazarus came back from the deadlift? This is a dumb joke.
started hurting all the time, and Chunk said that's called golfer's elbow. I played golf twice in my life with my dad after he had a 6-pack of beer, and neither time did we finish the 9 holes because it went so bad. So I have never, ever in my life
What's,
played
So
golf
his dad
as a grown man. So
drank
you
6
explain
beers?
to me how I have golfer's elbow. Is that right? Is it golfer's elbow? But the thing I wanted to say to you was
My elbow hurt.
My elbow hurt.
All that to say.
Nailed it.
And I told him that my elbow was hurting.
Still going on about that. I've
because
just
I
been
had
lifting too much.
Too heavy.
I'm getting too
Man's way of
yoked for
explaining
the
Yeah.
Lord.
Yep.
Problem is, I've just been lifting too much weights. It's these 95-pound dumbbells.
He had to drop.
I've just
He's
been-
dropping stats
been
now.
pushing myself too hard.
I want
And he said
everyone to
politely,
know
because
they
I
were
pay him,
95
right?
pounds.
So he has to say this a certain way. But he said, actually, it's not the amount of weight that caused the injury.
And we're going to get a nice
It's
metaphor
not
right
how
here.
much weight you were lifting. It's how hard you were gripping it.
Land this metaphor.
Oh, back
Let's
to the
land
control
it.
freak. Yeah.
I'm coming for the control freaks.
See,
I'm coming for the people
know
who,
where
even
it's
when you
going.
pray for your kids, you're not really praying. You're just giving God a punch list.
coming after parents
I'm
now.
coming
Wow.
for every,
He's
and
talking to
now
his little son,
you
Tristan.
can't really
Tristan, you
find
gotta be
your-
cooler,
you
man.
Gotta be
find your
cooler.
groove, and it's
You gotta be
understandable, and it's
lifting, bro.
completely- But what Chunks told me, this is so powerful, and I'm going to
Who's
say it way
Chunks?
better than he said
He
it,
probably
okay?
said it.
But this is how I heard it.
Another little
I heard
joke
him
there.
say, you could lift a lot more if you will loosen your grip. You can lift
And let me tell y'all, I bumped up to the 110-pound dumbbells.
do y'all have today? God said, if you'll hold it differently, you can handle it. If I take it day by day or hour by hour or moment by moment, I'm good. But this is the day. Somebody say, this is the day. In the chat, this is the day that the Lord has made. Forgetting what is behind. I can't fix that.
Oh, he's back in hype mode.
He's doing it. He's feeling it.
I can't
He's-
go toward what God has put in front
Is
of
the
me.
hype meter?
Yep.
I press
Oh, we need it.
toward the
Yep.
mark for
It's in the red.
prize
Yeah.
Of the high calling. God said you can get there if you let go. Oh man, that preacher's so good.
If I do say so myself.
Let go and let God. God didn't offer me a rent check. I know, brother, but let go and let God.
I'm curious if this raspy thing is his real voice.
Yeah.
Now that
I don't really
I
think
wondered
it's
it
about-
earlier and I didn't
but
want to
what I
say it
think
because it felt
it's
mean,
about
but now that he's
releasing
doing like other voices,
He did other
You could
voices,
never
so he knows.
control to begin with.
I do think
How
it's funny
little
that there's been
control
about like
we had to
15
begin.
seconds of like basing this on anything from the Bible and then into
Yeah.
a lot about his working out, his workout routine, a lot about the hype. We did get hype meter a couple of times.
A lot of failed jokes. A lot of jokes that didn't work.
Yeah.
But hey, we've been there.
Cellulites.
Cellulites, he said at one point, I'm going to say it much better than Chunks did. And he kind of got this look on his face like, I'm pretending to not be humble.
Yeah.
I am humble. I just pretended not to be. Isn't that weird?
I have a feeling we'll come back to this guy.
This guy's going to be showing up. He's got almost 3 million followers. I'll say it. I'm jealous already.
Yeah.
I'm jealous.
You know what you gotta do.
He grows a better beard than I do.
Let
I
go
gotta-
and let God.
Oh, I thought you were going to tell me to lift more.
And lift more.
You got to get in the weight room, bro. It's a tiny weight room. Sometimes I'm in there 6 hours a day, pumping hot iron.
4 sets.
All right. On our rating of 1 to 10, we don't have a rating. What do you give him?
I give it 10 out of 10 on the hype meter.
10 out of 10. Well, he got to 10.
Yeah, he got to
definitely
10
did.
twice.
That whole projection of like, we're going to see it a lot, but the cadence of preaching.
Yes.
Where you go emotionally, where you try to hype the audience up. I just love seeing it because it's so performative that you know there's a style that each preacher has to it.
I'd be curious to see in sermon notes. Now I swing.
Get quiet.
Get quiet.
Yeah.
Get loud.
Yep. I mean, like an actor's script, basically.
Yeah.
Pastor, I appreciate the precautions you took to keep everyone safe. And extolling them to just blow up the chat, that's something we need to think about when we do our lives.
Blow up the chat.
And if you feel so led, why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and turn on notifications. Give us a like. Leave a comment below. If the Spirit leads you, maybe follow us on all social medias. Join our Patreon. Be part of this community. We want you in this community so bad. We want you to join.